Why? Tony Khan! Tony Khan lied to all of us. He lied to me, he lied to you, he lied to the fans. Mr. Tony Khan, I was your biggest supporter. I was your biggest supporter back in the day. You couldn't get me to disagree with a booking decision that you made. You couldn't get me to. You couldn't get me to. I defended AEW with my last breath. Now, to be fair, WWE wasn't so great back then. And AEW was absolutely 100% the best. But I was a mark. I was a filthy mark. On Twitter, defending Tony Khan, defending AEW, just like a lot of people still do. But it's 3 years later. CM Punk is gone. Cody Rhodes is gone. A lot of others are gone. A lot of others are not being shown on TV at all, even though they work for AEW. And it's bad business decision after bad business decision after bad booking decision after bad business, bad booking, bad business, bad booking. And now 40% of the AEW audience is gone. I want to say in 2021, AEW Dynamite, half of the shows got over 1 million viewers. I'm probably wrong about that. Maybe it's more like 30%. But it was a lot of shows that got over 1 million. They will never hit 1 million again. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. AEW Dynamite is never going to hit 1 million viewers again. 1 million American viewers again. That's not going to happen. Why is it not going to happen? That's not for me to determine. I mean, I know the answers, but that's not for me to determine. That's for Tony Khan and for AEW to determine. Why is Wheeler Yuta in the main event of Dynamite? His name is Wheeler Yuta. Tony Khan. I feel betrayed by Tony Khan. I feel betrayed. He said 2024 is going to be the next 2021 AEW. Is that so? Because in 2021, AEW had the likes of CM Punk and we're bringing in star after star after star. Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, whoever. And we had the most incredible Dynamites. There were incredible storytelling. The storytelling was unmatched. Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, that is a big fight feel, a big money match. Where are those days? Really, Tony? 2024? It's going to be 2021 AEW? That's really what you want to say? Because in 2021, AEW was getting over 1 million viewers. They hit like 9 weeks in a row where they got over 1 million viewers. What are the ratings at now? Like 600,000? In 2025, that's going to be down to 500,000. Okay? And in 2026, AEW is going to look like TNA. That's what's going to happen. If Tony Khan keeps this up, that's what's going to happen. We are 60-something% of the way through the year. 2024 went by very fast. Still a lot of year left. But I said, if Tony Khan can prove to me that AEW is going to make good business decisions and good booking decisions so that by 2025 they're back on track, then I'm going to keep watching. They haven't done so far. Actually, the only good thing that they did was put All In 3 in Texas. Or All In 4, actually. This is going to be All In 4. AEW All In 3, but All In general 4. And that's going to be in Texas. Now, I think that's a great decision. Finally, a good decision. What's next? Let's get rid of Rampage and let's get rid of Collision. We have our weekly Wednesday Dynamite. You got to fire half of that roster. But don't get rid of the AEW originals. These are the people that people like me learned to love. And a lot of them, I'm not seeing a lot of them anymore. I mean, some of them are gone, but for the most part, I'm not seeing a lot of them on Dynamite anymore. And I don't watch Rampage, and I don't watch Collision. I could watch Collision, and I have a few times, but in general, I don't really watch it. So let's go Tony Khan. These are your next steps. And fine, you want to keep Collision? Okay, get rid of Rampage. Done. And then you can film Dynamite and Collision on the same night. And then guess what's going to happen to Collision? It's going to become Rampage, which it already is. It's not up to me. And Tony Khan hasn't listened to anybody, but this is up to Tony Khan, and this is up to AEW. 2024 AEW is the new 2021 AEW. This is the worst AEW! 2024 AEW is the worst AEW. This is the worst year. Worse than 2023. Oh, I remember being in 2023. Aside from a few things, aside from like All In, aside from, CM Punk's return, aside from like a few great matches that we had in 2023, or a few great storylines like MJF and Bryan Danielson, for example. Aside from these little things and these little stories, 2023, I remember thinking, what is going on? There's a huge difference between this and what it was. And now in 2024, the entire identity of what AEW was is gone. And I'm going to make a documentary. I'm going to make like a 45-minute documentary. I'm going to interview people. I'm going to talk in it too. I'm going to make a full documentary of what went wrong. Of why me, an AEW for life guy, a guy who has Orange Cassidy t-shirts. I have a Kip Sabian t-shirt. Brody Lee. I got the action figures. Do you know how many AEW action figures I have? I'm going to make the documentary of how a guy like me, an AEW mark, why I turned on the company. I turned on the company. You know what? I didn't even turn on the company. The company turned on me because I thought I could have never lost interest. You know how long I went without watching WWE? I went years. I went years without watching WWE because AEW was on and there was nothing better. But can All In save AEW in some way? It might be able to. All In might be able to save AEW. Give AEW that hard reset that it desperately needs. And then we turn up the house lights. And we bring back some of that older AEW talent. Not older in terms of age, but older as in they've been with the company for a long time. Because I said this before, too much changed with AEW. Too much changed too quickly. 2019 and 2021 AEW are light years apart. 2021 and 2023 AEW are light years apart. 2019 and 2024 AEW are two different companies. Too much changed too quick. But at the same time, some things don't change quick enough. I was watching myself on the Joe Cronin show. He reacted to a video I made like 4 months ago. He's ripping me apart and he's like, making fun of my take and stuff and whatever.
By the way, is this a wired lavalier mic that's tied to like a Stanley straw? Robbie Wrestling Warehouse sounds like a cave. That's what we named the channel, Robbie's Wrestling Warehouse. Are you serious, Robbie? Jesus Christ, bro. Robbie's Wrestling Warehouse. First of all, the name Robbie has to go because that makes you sound like you're 7. Second of all, warehouse. I'm sorry, Robbie. I like you, Robbie. Come on here and debate me anytime, Robbie. I like you. I love that he has a different take. Thank God. Whoever sent me this, I don't even know. Maybe Robbie sent me this.
This is the smartest thing Tony Khan has done in months, maybe even years.
What the kind of drugs are you on? Although, you are called Robbie's Wrestling Warehouse. So right there, your decision-making is already concerning to me.
It is only step 1 of maybe step 45 that can maybe get AEW back on track.
Wait, what?
And it's the funniest thing ever. And I was like, man, I can't believe that was 4 months ago. Like, it's a completely different time. Like, AEW is so different now compared to 4 months ago. Like, just based on like what he was talking about, what I was talking about. Like, AEW is so different at this point. I was talking about when the Young Bucks were going to release the footage from All In. That's what my video was about, and he was kind of like reacting to it. I was like, actually, I'm curious, what was the card like back then? Because that was in April. So I'm like, what was the card like for that show? And I look at the card, and I'm like, okay, all right, this looks pretty different. I mean, it looks quite different. And then I see it. Chris Jericho and Hook and Shibata in a trios match. And I think to myself, This has been going on for 4 months. This storyline that 0% of people enjoy has been going on for 4 months. 2024 is the new 2021. Yeah, is it? 2024 is the new 2021? 24 is the new 2021? Tony Khan? Is that really what's going on?